What's cracking, guys? SamRX607 here, throwing at you a new manga video. Okay, so really I haven't had much time in the last couple of days, and this week, as most of you probably expected, you will not be getting a scripted video for Manga Mondays, but I'm gonna put something out nonetheless. I'm probably setting a terrible precedent for myself by allowing myself to get away with something so cheap and easy, but oh well, whoever hated a good old-fashioned tier list? And that's what we're going to be doing today. As you could probably tell from the title, I am going to be ranking my favorite shonen manga, or whatever clickbaity title I end up with. So this is a shonen anime tier list, as you can probably see like over here. But because it's Manga Monday, and because for most of these I've seen more of the manga than the anime, or preferred the manga to the anime, I am going to be going by that. So you can find this pre-made at Tier Maker, and I'm very sorry about my voice. I'm not sure what's going on with my throat today. It's probably because I haven't spoken much. Just got through a really hot meal, maybe that. But without further ado, let's get right on it. So, Hajime Isayama's Attack on Titan is up first, and this is going to be an easy one. Yeah, I'm putting that in C. I'm just joking. I'm putting that in B. So, having completed the manga, I'm putting it this high because it did give me a lot of fun memories. I enjoyed it very much when I first got into anime and manga. It was a good read all the way through until the time skip. Some of you think it turned, like when it became the political manga, it improved, became better, all that stuff, but without spoiling anything for all of you anime onlys, I despised the ending of the manga. Wherever the anime is right now, you can probably already guess what it's going to be. I knew well beforehand, and I was very upset when it ended up exactly as I had predicted, with all of that shonen nonsense, and I don't want to talk about this for too long. It's probably bias and nostalgia which has me putting it in B. And next up, Black Clover. You see, I dropped Black Clover, but I will still be putting it above Attack on Titan because it didn't give me anything I actively hated nearly as much. And also, we're talking about manga, so I didn't have to hear Asta's voice, which I've heard is quite atrocious. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so the story, it's your classic shonen, but some of the characters are likable. The fights look really pretty, even in the manga. I think the dynamics between the characters are great, and I'll probably be changing this later. I can't think of anything good to say. Bleach. Bleach was... Hey. Okay, don't get me wrong, I liked Bleach and all the first time, but I feel like half of it was filler, even in the manga. A lot of it didn't need to be there. It got pretty dragged down at some points and its pacing was terrible. I realized, that's all I'm trying to say. The pacing was terrible for most of it. Early on, late in the manga. Actually, no, like up until Soul Society, I'd give it an A, maybe low S tier. Okay, no, a high A. But then after Soul Society, it went very far down, and that's going to lose it a lot of points because that was the first, 10-15% of the manga? Okay, I'm likely, actually no, it was pretty long. I don't think I'm exaggerating. Maybe getting a new boost in popularity with the new anime coming out this year, but if you haven't seen it, I don't think that next arc is going to be very good. I read the manga, and the 1000-Year Blood War arc, not too great. Same with the Fullbringers before that, and the fight with Aizen was dragged out, and Hueco Mundo wasn't too bad. Some of the Hollows had great characters, but that was a very small minority of them, and I don't feel like Tide Kubo just didn't put a lot of effort into his character writing, I feel like, because most of them were just very tropey the entire time. And moving on, I liked Blue Exorcist. I'm gonna put it over there. Blue Exorcist was speaking about the manga again, of course. I can barely remember the anime. I watched it like 10 years ago. It probably wasn't out 10 years ago, but I'm gonna say 10 years ago because it's been a long time. I watched the first season, and when I read the manga years later, I realized what they had done. They had skipped to an arc which was not complete in the manga when I read it years later, which is why season 2 took so long to come out and barely made any sense, and why they had to backtrack on it because the anime was very confused. But speaking about the manga, I do like the characters a bit more, the fighting system, the designs I think were pretty unique. The concept, it's still your classic shonen, not much you can do about that. I mean, all of these are shonen manga, most of which aired in Jump, but with the way Blue Exorcist was written, something about it, with the real world setting, which had the fantasy aspects which weren't always known to the general public. I usually enjoy stories like that because I find it interesting when characters try to mix their normal real world lives with the supernatural, and how that always turns out and ruins all of their relationships and interactions. We don't get much of that in Blue Exorcist, but when we do, it's nice. And when we have, what were they? I wanted to make a joke saying the Illuminati, but I think they actually might have been the Illuminati in Blue Exorcist. I can't remember well. All I know is that I liked the characters. Okay, so with Boruto, I think this may be my favorite thing on the list to have in the bottom tier because, I didn't get very far. I didn't like it very much. No one asked for Boruto. I doubt many people enjoyed it who are real fans of the original Naruto, and quite frankly, its existence does the franchise a disservice, I must say. Well, in terms of its legacy. Financially, of course, it was an excellent move by whoever did that. Next up, we have Death Note. That's pretty mid. Let's go to Dragon Ball Z. Okay, the Death Note. Not that, that's Boruto. Death Note. This was one of the ones which everyone who's getting into anime for the first time is really impressed by, because especially for that time, we didn't have very many manga or anime which made it to the West, in which the supernatural was limited and we had regular human beings, and things like that generally didn't see success because we always thought, if we want to see real people, we can just watch movies. But with the interesting character dynamics and the battles between Light and L and all of that stuff, I think Death Note is one of the things that really got me to stick with anime, one of the things that I really enjoyed watching. I'll admit I didn't see the manga and I shouldn't have it here just off of the anime because that's how I experienced it, but I'm going to, if the story was probably the same, I'm going to keep it somewhere here. So let's see, S or A tier. I definitely think Death Note was better than Blue Exorcist and Black Clover. Okay, Black Clover, I'm knocking you down, and Bleach, I'm knocking you down one more. But Death Note, let's leave you in A for now and see how it goes from there. Dragon Ball Super, okay, new tier. How do I do that again? Wait, not that button. This one? Settings? Add a row below. Aha. So let's edit this. Haven't read. That's not how you spell red. That is. Okay, I'm joking. I can spell, guys. So I'm going to put this up over there. So I watched the anime for Dragon Ball Super. I've heard the manga is vastly different. Quite frankly, I only watched the anime because it reminded me of my childhood. Outside of that, I didn't think it was enough to inspire me to go on to read the manga, so I'm just going to leave that there. Dragon Ball Z I've heard, except for the whole 20-minute fight scenes. 20 minute staring contests in between each punch was pretty accurate to the manga, but I also haven't read that. The experience could have been different. I watched the anime, I'll leave it here. If I had to judge the anime, I'd probably have it around B. I'd be a bit generous with it because of how it shaped my childhood. It was my favorite for a long time just because of the bias of it being my first. As far as the story, that was unimaginative because Toriyama kept being extended. I liked the original Dragon Ball the most, which is oddly not an option here. Because that one felt like the most fun to me when people were still, human beings with limits. By the time it got to Dragon Ball Z, it was just a new hairstyle and hair color every single arc to overcome the enemy, and I really wasn't interested in that. I could just watch like real life sports at that point, and MMA or boxing or karate, or if I just want to see people fight. It stopped being about martial arts and their actual abilities and just about power levels clashing, and I didn't find that very interesting, especially coupled with the lackluster storytelling. So Fairy Tail is up next. I did read a fair bit of the manga for this. I watched the first half as anime, read the second half as manga. I believe I finished it. It wasn't very memorable. And it was worse than Bleach. No, you go down there with Boruto. Oh no, you aren't that bad. You're here with Bleach. Okay, no, simple solution. Let's add a row below. Let's name it. Oh wait, this is the wrong place. Let me recolor you actually. I haven't read. You will now be light blue. And then you at the bottom, butt cheeks, you will become a darker blue. And then you over here, you will become this blue also, and then I'll change the other one. Oh, let me rename you. Actually, I'll move you down, have you be this color, and you are better than Boruto. Okay, so Fairy Tail, you come in this tier over here. Full Metal Alchemist, oh my god, this one is atrocious. The story was disjointed, the characters were unlikable, the writing was unimaginative, the pacing was god awful. You're down here, you know what? Gintama 2, I don't want to waste time on that. Oh no, okay, this is a bit insulting when I see these two next to Boruto. Yeah. So moving on to Haikyu. Haikyu was a very good sports manga. I remember I was very invested. I watched the first season or two, I believe, as an anime. Or did I watch the first part of season 3? No, I think I got up to the Shira Torizawa arc before I committed to the manga. And from there I did read it, which was all the way through Nationals up until the end of the manga when they graduated from high school and they were part of the league, and eventually, what was it, the World Cup or something? I don't remember. These aren't real spoilers. I'm not saying who won what, for crying out loud. But it was better than Bleach. I like that the mangaka was able to make me want everyone to win. You see, that's the kind of thing which I enjoy, and make it believable, make you really feel like anyone could win. There were matches which you generally thought what was this team's name? Karasuno High would win, which they didn't end up winning. The plot armor wasn't as heavy as it was in some of these other things around here. The characters were emo teenagers. I'm looking at you, glasses guy, whatever your name was. Tsuki. For the most part, Haikyu was interesting. I was engaged. I could read dozens of chapters at a time without moving from whichever spot I was lying down in. It was overall a pretty good read, and it didn't disappoint me as much as Attack on Titan, so you go in A. Next up is Hunter x Hunter. Oh, I should fix these things at the bottom. Okay, no, guys, this was a joke. Before it stays here and I actually, get crucified, Full Metal Alchemist, come out here. I don't remember you. I think I only read like 10 chapters. Yeah. I probably only read like 10 chapters and watched the original anime back when that was out, and then kept telling myself I'd watch Brotherhood, and then never got very far in that because I'd have to sit through the same story again for a while before it actually changed to any of the new content. And I'd already done that with Hunter x Hunter, which I don't feel like which took me a while to sit through the second time as well for 2011. But on that note, Hunter x Hunter, I put that in S. Oh no, you get degraded for not finishing. Those hiatuses are, Jesus Christ, man, just hire someone to draw for you. Your art's basically preschool sketches anyway, and you're halfway to being a light novel, for crying out loud. Okay, I can't punish you for that. Okay, you go in S tier. Hunter x Hunter, Nen is carrying it most of the way. Hisoka is carrying it the rest of the way. That's pretty much it. Oh, and little boys are pretty cute. Ha ha ha. I'm definitely living that down. Hajime no Ippo, man, get up here too. Since we're going by manga, I'm probably like 20 chapters behind now, but this is one of the things which I try to read week to week and have been doing so for years. The fights fly right off the page, and it's one of the best character-driven stories I've ever seen, which is incredible for a sports manga, but I feel it nails exceptionally well because it's in a professional atmosphere, as opposed to Haikyu, where they play volleyball for their high school teams. In Hajime no Ippo, where they have professional careers which span years and years. You know that not everyone has this fixed timeline where it's like, we have to succeed this season, and this year, or half our team is going to be gone, so you know it doesn't have that longevity. The professional career, you know, you win some, you lose some, you stay in that competing atmosphere for a long time. The game really changes around you, which in this case would be boxing, and I really had no interest in boxing before Hajime no Ippo, but it's taught me so much about it and just general fitness and other sports stuff, which a total jock like me can appreciate. Yeah, of course, you know, I play sports. No, but Hajime no Ippo was something which I didn't regret reading more chapters of than I read One Piece, and yeah, that's a pretty tall order. Outside of the characters being probably among some of the best written I've ever read, the fights are intense, the artwork is amazing, and the pacing is incredible. JoJo's. This looks like Golden Wind, but I'm assuming it's on behalf of all of JoJo's. Okay, let's see. If we were ranking JoJo's Part 1, it would be in B. If we were ranking JoJo's Part 2, it would be in S. If we were ranking JoJo's Part 3, it would be in C. If we were ranking JoJo's Part 4, I'd go back up to S. Part 5 feels like an A or B to me. Part 6, looking at what else is here, I think I'd put Part 6 in A. The Villain of the Week section, which I hate in every JoJo's, didn't last very long in Part 6. I actually did not finish Part 7. It's been years since I started the manga for it, and I just haven't gone back. I don't know why. Oh, I got to the first chapter where it was Villain of the Week, and I instantly lost all motivation to continue. That's really my main gripe with JoJo's, how it'll keep on tossing throwaway villains at you which don't really contribute to the story, just to precipitate the passage of time. while they get from point A to point B, trying to figure out what's meant to happen for that particular part and progress the plot and achieve their final goal. But in Steel Ball Run, I feel like it's probably going where it would be the best done. I've heard a lot of people say it's their favorite, and because of its length, I can imagine this won't last long. And with the whole them having to, participate in a race thing, I don't really blame the villain of the week type thing, as the progression is trying to best and beat your opponents as you work toward the one singular goal far off in the end, which is better than Stardust Crusaders, where they wouldn't just have a peaceful plane ride from Japan to Egypt, and oh god, that was dragged out. In its entirety, I think part 2, which was my favorite, Battle Tendency, is enough to lift it all the way up to S. Yeah, I think I'd put Jojo's there for parts 2 and 4. Part 3 really makes me want to drag it down, but it wasn't bad enough for me to... No, it wasn't. No, I'll throw Jojo's a bone. It's better than the ones I put in A. Next up we have Rurouni Kenshin. I don't think I may have read the manga, but I'm not sure, because this also would have been years ago. I watched the anime in 2013, somewhere there, and that's all I remember it from, but I don't think it's different enough that I should toss in. Did I leave Full Metal Alchemist and haven't read? Oh yeah, I explained that. I watched the original one, which they say was unfaithful to the manga, so I won't judge it based on that. Rurouni Kenshin, let's see. A, B, C... I remember it being... I'll put you next to Bleach. I feel like with Bleach, it's the opposite of recency bias, so it's been so long that I don't actually remember enjoying it and just remember all of the bad parts. Kuroko no Basket. You were one of my favorite sports anime at some point. Let's see. Honestly speaking, although as a basketball player I want to put this leagues ahead of Haikyu, I feel like it was inferior. And I'll be putting you in C, yeah, with Bleach and Rurouni Kenshin. Next up, we have My Hero Academia. Oh my god, I don't like this. I think I don't know if the video is still up, but it was in my top, I think it won first place in my top 10 anime of 2016 when that first came out. And then I realized it never improved. It was pretty stale and dry, and the characters were stagnant. All of the ones who occupied the screen, who took up most of the screen time anyway, and the side characters here and there like Mirio would be good, but outside of that, the quirks were pretty bland too. You could say they were trying to be simple and straightforward, but they were boring. The conflicts always felt so childish. I get that they're high schoolers, but come on, they were pushed into the pro realm at some point, weren't they? Oh, I didn't actually put it in B, by the way, I was just holding it there, but isn't Fairy Tail bad, so I'll leave it up here. Oh yeah, Gintama I didn't actually say anything about. That bored me all the way through. I got through the first, I think, 30 episodes and 30 chapters, somewhere around there, and it was a painful experience. I could not recommend that to anyone. Some people say, oh no, it gets better when you reach episode 467. That aside, so next up we have Naruto. Naruto hasn't aged as badly in my memory as some of these others have. The plot wasn't complex enough for me to forget it. The characters I feel were delivered well enough that they were memorable as as well. Sakura, I remember, was terrible. Naruto was annoying. Sasuke was moody. But other than the main characters, I think it was pretty good. I'll put you in B with Black Clover and Attack on Titan. It had too many plot holes. Power scaling too terrible for a shonen battle manga, and what else? I don't remember what, but I don't remember what exactly my problems were. I just know it was not good enough for me to put in A. I did not enjoy it very much. Seven Deadly Sins, my experience of it was ruined by the fact it refused to end, and some of the oh my god, did I like it? I liked Escanor. Escanor alone gets it up to C. Okay, I liked Ban as well. That was his name, right? I think it was Ban. Yeah, I liked the two of them, but outside of that, oh my god, not great. Noragami, I tried to read the manga multiple times. I don't think I did. I watched the 2 seasons of the anime, but I'm not sure if those are faithful to the manga or not, so I'll leave it and haven't read. Going by the anime though, I think I would toss it in B. So One Piece is going in S tier. That's what my entire life revolves around. I think it is the greatest fictional world ever created, the greatest piece of fiction that exists, and I think that's well reflected in Oda's spot near the top 10 best-selling authors of all time. There's some scrubs like Shakespeare above him on that list, but we all know, that's just a formality. The way everything's been brought to life, made convincing, the characters have all been made individuals. Sure, you can say, but it has but it has 1,000 chapters. Of course it's gonna be. Of course the characters will get screen time in that many chapters. I don't care. I was hooked early on enough that can't use that argument against me too much. The aspects of mystery, how people have been reading this for what, 25, 24 years now, and we still have no idea what's going on. The way Oda can put a picture of someone's face and a number underneath, and yet millions of people worldwide jumping and screaming. His power systems, devil fruits are very fun, and the way he does it is pretty incredible with how he's able to hype people up. I love everything about One Piece. Next we have One Punch Man. Let's see, we're talking about the manga here. Murata's art makes me want to toss it all the way up here just by itself. One story's alright. It's a gag manga, so I think it does. Actually, One Punch Man is meant to be satirical, so I'm going to leave it here. Simply because it has one of my favorite characters in all of manga, and that's King, and in his last fight in the manga, oh my god, he was incredible. I'm not going to spoil anything there, but moments like that are what make me love One Punch Man more than anything else on this list. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, I'm tossing you in B. Read it through to the end and watched I think 200-300 episodes of the anime. The longest arc was the one I liked the least, which is why I'm deducting points from this. But overall, it was run-of-the-mill in standard. That's why it's in B. It was enjoyable, but it didn't do anything particularly well or special. Oh wait, that was original Naruto, and Naruto Shippuden is here separately. Oh, in that case, which one did I like more? I ain't gonna lie, when Jiraiya died, I cried watching the anime as a little child. But let's see. Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, which did I like more? I think Naruto. Oh wait, no, I remembered. I'm making a manga list, so I should only have one. It was one manga. I'm going to keep it like that. It's all in B altogether. And by that same logic, Soul Eater is going to go higher than anime onlys would give it. I liked Death of the Kid. The entire story, like especially the half which was not in the anime, was deep and well thought out. The character designs are distinct, which is something I always love. Not like every isekai which has come out in the last 5 years looking exactly the same and you not being able to remember who comes from which show. Like that, stuff like that I find terrible. Soul Eater, distinct characters, different kind of storytelling. I liked the dark themes, like not storytelling themes, I just mean like the aesthetic it had going, and a bunch of stuff like that. I think, yeah, P is fitting. Okay, I feel like I enjoyed it around as much as Blue Exorcist. I think I might put it in A. Okay, now let's add a row above. So we are going to make this the triple S tier. And you're going to be that color. So just because S can't be the one with the S can't have more entries than everything else, I'm knocking One Piece up. Oh, the Promised Neverland. This is manga far better than the anime. If it had kept up with the pace it had going in the first arc, Escape from Gracefield, I would have it as an easy S tier, but I feel like it fell off a bit too much after that. Some of the arcs were still good. Maybe it was reading week to week which ruined some of the experience for me. But I feel like I wasn't as invested or entertained by it after a certain point, so I'm going to leave it in A over here. The more things I put in here, the more I want to bring other things down, like Black. Okay, that, you know what, I only have one thing left. Let me deal with this first. Yu Hakusho. I watched the anime in maybe, was it 2012? Somewhere there. I read the manga a couple years later. The manga had that extra stuff at the beginning when he was a real spirit detective as a ghost, but I guess that didn't perform as well because, you know, and didn't make it to the anime because, you know, fans of Shounen Manga wanted to skip straight to the action and fights. It has the best tournament arc ever in anime and manga, in my opinion. I think that gives it a good boost. I don't know if I want to say the characters are distinct, it's just that it's old and art was generally more similar to this back then. Let's see, the way they fought, Yoshihiro Togashi did much better with Hunter x Hunter in that regard. But I think I actually like the Yu Hakusho characters more than the Hunter x Hunter characters, and I liked, well, we didn't get to see the end of Hunter x Hunter, we don't know all of the world, but I feel like I liked what happened in Yu Hakusho a bit more. Does this warrant me moving it up to A? I liked it better than Hitman, than Reborn, Naruto, Black Clover, and Attack on Titan at least. I think I want to knock Attack on Titan even further down. The thing is, some people may argue that the ending cannot ruin an entire series or franchise for you, but it was so actively bad, terrible, and predictable that it ruined the last year's worth of chapters for me. I could not enjoy a single one because it was immediately evident what was going to happen was going to be something that upset me, and it took all of the joy out of reading it. And these chapters came by month, like on a monthly basis. You would wait a very long time between chapters, and if you had to sit through that wait just for every single month to find yourself dissatisfied, you are not going to enjoy the product as a whole after all of that. And that's why I had to be so critical of it, putting it with Black Clover, Naruto, and Reborn there in the P tier. But I guess this is going to be my tier list. Oh, just scroll a bit, tiny bit, so it's all in frame. Aha. So in the triple S tier, we have One Piece. In the S tier, we have Hunter x Hunter, Hajime no Ippo, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, and One Punch Man. Then in the A tier, we have Death Note, Yakusoku no Neverland, Ano Exorcist, Haikyu, Soul Eater. Oh wait, I think I see it written there. I think Soul Eater was written in katakana, yeah. Yu Hakusho. Then in B, we have Shingeki no Kyojin, Black Clover, Naruto, and Katekyo Hitman Reborn. In C, we have Bleach, Rurouni Kenshin, or Samurai X, as some people may know it, Kuroko no Basuke, Boku no Hero Academia to Nanatsu no Taizai. In Heaven Red, we have Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and oh, this one's a shout out to Naxtaku. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Then we have Noragami, and I didn't want to rank the other Naruto there. In the better than Boruto tier, we have Fairy Tail, and in the final one, we've got Boruto and Gintama. You know what, let me just push it over there so it's like really the last thing you see on this list. So we just ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 15, 20, 28. Okay. And that's gonna be it for this week's Manga Monday. I hope there's a video I'm going to get out this Wednesday. So that's 2 days from now for any Wednesdays. I've done most of the script, but it's a bit long. I haven't, and editing it might take a while longer. The video is supposed to be on Ranking of Kings, so get hyped for that. And if I can get it out this week, I'd actually wanted it to be for last week. I am sorry. As for the One Piece chapter reviews, the timing and scheduling has been really difficult for me because I've started working a 9 to 5, and with that comes limited time to make the chapter review. I want to have it on Fridays, but Fridays I'm at work, and the alternative would be Sundays. But Sunday is my family day after I go to church. I'm a Catholic. So that makes it kind of difficult, and I don't want to resort to like Saturday, that weird day when no one's actually searching for One Piece. So I think you can see where my problem is with that, but we'll see how we work that out. For now, I'm still working on the One Piece D&D stuff. I have a couple videos scripted, which I should be getting to uploading pretty soon. Maybe this week Saturday we might have the first one, but I wanted to release them in the time ramping up to the one shot I'm having with Megumi Kuragiri, Sensei Hiding in Public, and Mother's Basement. So that's another thing I have going on there. I hope we all get to become friends. I'm kidding, that probably won't happen. Oh, I think they'll meet me and they won't like me very much. Haha. Sorry, sadness. And oh, the art is costing me a pretty penny, but it's from Shoto Anime on IG, who's the same guy who did my character art, channel art, the little skeleton guy with the straw hat, who's now on my everything. So yeah, that now I really mean it, guys. This is what happens when I don't script videos. I just keep talking. You see, I don't have people to talk to during the day. I just sit silently, and the moment I turn the mic on, it all kind of ends up flowing. So that's been it for this week's Manga Monday. Thank you guys for watching. All one of you who is still making it this far in the videos, thank you. I mean, you guys could, like, mute it and leave the room if you got annoyed by my takes. Just leave it on, guys. Like and subscribe if you liked, and so you can be notified for future uploads. Dislike if you did not like the video. Criticism helps me grow. Stay tuned for future updates. I'm probably forgetting to say something, but it's too late now. And until next time, guys, this has been Samyuk607 logging